Hi, my name is Ben Wolfenstein. I'm the Director of State Policy for YIMBY, Illinois. So you've heard all the reasons why BUILD is great. I filed a written statement that echoes previous speakers, but in the interest of time, I'm going to give you a shortened version focused on what you're going to hear from opponents. IML and mayors have been claiming that the BUILD plan is a one-size-fits-all solution that doesn't fit their communities and their infrastructure can't handle more housing. But the real one-size-fits-all policy is exclusive single-family zoning, or as Manuka Village Administrator Daniel Duffy calls it, uniformity. The mayors overseeing skyrocketing home prices have been vocal in their opposition to the BUILD plan. I have multiple quotes, but I'll just read the most jarring one. In New Lenox, where the average rent is $2,625 per month and there are only 14 available homes for rent, Mayor Timothy Balderman said, "If BUILD gets anywhere near close to passing, I'm going to come back to you and tell you we spend every dime we have to buy up every scrap of land in this town so that we can decide who we want to sell to and not sell to, because if we don't, then we're going to see housing that we don't want to see." That's a mayor saying that he will use the powers of local government to decide who can move into his town. Perhaps we ought to take down the signs at our state border that read, "The people of Illinois welcome you." IML has an alternative plan to BUILD that simply restates powers 1,294 local governments already have to allow more homes. It changes nothing. Now, I expect IML to testify that they support affordable housing, that cities aren't blocking affordable housing, and that 1,294 local governments are already addressing the housing shortage. But Illinois municipalities consistently block desperately needed housing. Just some examples from the past few years. January 2022, Palatine rejects an affordable housing project on a lot that's been vacant for over 10 years. June 2023, Wilmette rejects a proposal for 14 rental townhouses, calling it too dense. And just last month, a proposal for supportive transitional housing for chronically homeless people was withdrawn in Allsip because of a parking requirement for 2 spaces per unit. I repeat, 2 spaces for each person experiencing homelessness. This goes on and on. I have a list of just a few of the rejected housing proposals since 2020 that I can share with you after this hearing. This isn't about infrastructure. This isn't about one size fits all. This isn't about community character. This is about local governments preserving their ability to block new housing. If we leave it up to the 1,294 local governments to build the housing that Illinois needs, the housing shortage will continue. Their track record speaks for itself. Any state that is serious about addressing rising housing costs is passing the same reforms that are in the BUILD package. Zoning is an authority granted to local governments by the state. If local governments use that power irresponsibly by, say, creating a system that leads to a massive housing shortage, affordability crisis, and sky-high property taxes, then it is a state's responsibility to set some baseline standards. If legislators are serious about making Illinois affordable and returning us to our rightful place as the economic powerhouse of America, passing the BUILD package is absolutely necessary. Thank you.